Hello, beautiful family in the light. Reverend HoniB here. So much love to all of you and a blessed Thursday. So I wanted to come on because it's been a long time since I've done lives on this YouTube channel. Some of you have been on with my Ascension Hour Reverend HoniB, and I really thank you for that. And recently I've been really feeling called as we started the Ascension Alchemy private association, there's a lot of activity in community support and global support with that. It's incredible. And I also felt like on this part, I really want to be able to come on and start this community support. It's more like a community talk, community heart communication with each other. So you can really feel the support. What's going on with you? How is it going? What's surfacing? And let's start having this dialogue with each other. So that way it gives me the opportunity to be in really communion with you, that communication, because communication is everything on this earth plane and it's a major part of our ascension journey. So I really want to hear from you. I'm very interested in what you have to share. And I am interested in reading your comments and I'm interested in responding to your comments. So, what I'm feeling guided is to weekly come here, do a live, and share about a topic that is personal to me and open that dialogue with you. So you can share also with yourself and together we have that opportunity to expand what's been brought up into the service and transcend it into light. And also through this community, together we can all be lifted. So this is not about anything woo-woo, goo-woo, nothing, just straight talk, sisterhood, brotherhood, and experiencing the beauty of diversity, experiencing the acceptance of each other, and just having a very hurtful communication. Now, if there's some, nasty comments and stuff like that, naturally, because it's just not aligned, those will be removed. And I fully trust this will be very respectful and loving and beautiful and bountiful. So today, what I wanted to start off with is I'm just going to start with question, and I and I'll share a little bit about it, and I just want to hear from your place, your heart. So my question is that this gives me the opportunity to address it because I go through. Most of you that know me, I'm pretty raw and. I feel it's very important to be authentic in our expression. So, my question is when something that surfaces in you that's really, really from past, and you felt you had dealt with it before, and it circled around a few times, and you have again dealt with it, you've been courageous, you've been maybe seeking healing and gone into more layers of it that's been brought up to the light, and then it circles around another way and it brings up certain energies, emotion with you. What are some of the ways that you have found helpful to navigate this? I really want to know and hear from you because there's no straight answer. And this show that is about community, I what I'm here is to share wisdom from over the years that's been collected and a direct experience, and also welcoming that for you to share. So it's not like I'm taking this position of this is the only way. It's sharing dialogue with you. So those of us on this journey of ascension, we've gone through many, many, many cycles of this naturally. And it's interesting because sometimes when it surfaces, it's almost like there's this part inside of us that feels like, wow, like I thought this was in the past. I dealt with it. So there may be some sense of frustration coming up. There may be some sense of almost maybe a little judgment that I thought it was clear, maybe it didn't work, or perhaps that maybe it was like a failure because it didn't sustain a result in the way that you may have thought it is supposed to. Whatever those energies, emotions that come up, they will surface. And sometimes when it surfaces around, if you're in this place where, oh, interesting, but no problem, it has no impact on you, you know the energy has been transcended. So I'm speaking on areas where it surfaces and you can feel a vibration that is affecting you in some way that has given the ability for these energies emotion to come up. One of the things that I want to remind you is that as you raise your vibration by meeting these different contrasting emotions, they give you the ability to meet it in its diversity so you can bring your light and love into it. And with that, it expands further. Sometimes, because what is met in the emotional body is much more, how do I want to say, intense, and it might rattle you, and that ties into the trauma or trigger of the past that's had more hold over you. It may bring up those emotions so that you have the opportunity to meet it. Now, you may be in a place that you can meet it, and you may be in a place that you cannot meet it. Whatever it is totally okay because it only communicates where you are. Say if you were in a place that you could meet it, then it would be, oh, wow, look at this surfaced up. So this, I just went through this, something that surfaced from about 10 years ago, going through the separation before divorce with my former spouse. Something showed up that had to do with my oldest son. And I got to watch the energy show up in me. And I was like, wow, interesting. It's here. And I had the ability to just really love the energy that showed up. And I was able to love it because it wasn't a trigger of emotional release because I've met those before. So it was just the observation of it. Wow, it's interesting you're here. Okay, no problem. Thank you. And there was this gratitude, acknowledgement of witnessing this that had showed up, and for me to be able to reflect how that energy had impacted, let's say, my former spouse, myself, my sons. So that was the gift that surfaced. Now, in another case, say if I wasn't in this space that I'm in right now, I would be, because I was also very aware of it, I would be emotionally more um, affected. I could tell I would be more wobbly and I would be a lot more sensitive towards it. So then perhaps I would need to cry a lot over it, or channel it in somehow, or maybe meet the victim that I felt, or the injustice, or just the sadness, whatever that was, to be able to then move through it. And sometimes moving through energies, emotions could be a few hours, could be a day or two, could be a couple of days. There's no concrete answer. Everybody handles it differently. So those are two different ways. And what I found that's really working for me right now, this is where I am now, is because of the very strong morning practice that I have. When I wake up, I'm in this space of very, very loving engagement. It's kind of like what I call a divine appointment with God, Source, Almighty. And I really, really take my time in aligning with it and grounding in it without any other distraction. Then I've been also doing my body, my workout, and my stretches, and getting my physical body much more attuned with it, and then having a really beautiful, conscious, um, right vibration breakfast that seems to really nourish my holy temple. From here, I am able to meet these energies in a much more loving way. And I'm also aware when I'm not in this space, I may not meet it in a loving way. I may be more rattled. I may be much more moody. I might be expressing more of the trigger projection. So it's been very interesting watching that, observing that, and moving through it in conscious, gracious way. So I want to open up this dialogue for you to see how are you moving through when an energy in motion of the past shows up? And what have you been able to navigate that's been more of a healthier way, because we're giving opportunity to handle things in a much more gracious way, more mature way, and not so much from a projection and triggered way. Although the stronger the trigger, the more energy, emotion is trapped and wants to have a voice to be voiced at. So I wanted to really hear from you and welcome you to this open space of dialogue and communication, and to know this is a community of a safe space to be shared, to be hearted, to be heard, because I genuinely want to hear from you. I know a lot of my videos in the past has been about just what's going on and sharing, and I felt I wanted to take it to this um, other way, because we're seeing the benefit of it in our private association. And I wanted to also publicly, on this way, through my channel, serve very, very differently and just open up a communication of dialogue for you. So I look forward in hearing from you. So please share your name, speak about your process and what works and what doesn't work, and where's an area that you may not necessarily have developed the tools to move through, so we can just communicate this um, space and navigate, because all of us will benefit. When you share, everybody that comes on gets to benefit. So we're always going to try to do this 15 minutes or less. And here we go, moving into the 14th minute. And I love and appreciate you. And thank you so much for your time, your energy, your essence. And to know this whole ascension journey, it is about community. There's my 444 showing up. It is a community. We did not come here to do it just individually. Individual part of it is very important, but it must be done together, coming together in unity. And that's how we are able to co-create the new reality. So much love, and looking forward to your comments. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and thank you for being you.